collarbone. These points are also important, I believe, okay? And I have released huge pieces. Okay, so we did under the mouth. I've released huge pieces by, here's the collarbone, by tapping at the collarbone on both sides. On both sides. And you can actually just start right here every day and just tap this out, because this is where your thymus, you've got your lymphatic system. We've got systems, all of our energy systems, right? And our physical energy systems going on. And if that energy is stuck, I mean, think about a hose. You're out there watering your garden and somebody runs over it or kinks it. Hey, where's my water? Trickle, trickle, trickle. That's what I'm talking about. Our energy has been cut. So we want to restore the flow. All right, so there's that. And then there's the point here. There's also the point below the breast. Here's the actual, okay, so below the point breast here. These are different points, but because you're bringing this tool to yourself, you want to find what works best for you, and then you can use that. And then on the outside of the breast line of the, right like a bra strap. Okay, tap, tap, tap. Yeah. And usually what happens for me, this is a personal experience, is right in here, so the anger comes out. If I'm having anger stuff, it shifts to sadness, grief. And in here, it shifts again to fear or some kind of energy in there. And because I practice this enough, I just notice. I don't judge, and I don't go analyzing and pulling down that string like, let me figure out what this is. No, you just notice, because you know what? By the time you tap the next place, it's usually gone. Some people do not tap on the top of the head. I do. I have found it helps me. And sometimes I will tap here, especially on my boys, along the side and down here. Okay? And again, this is from Donna Eden's book. She does energy points, and I think that energy medicine? She's energy medicine, yes. Phenomenal. Worth having in your library. All right? So that's a great tool in itself. And I guess, you know, because tapping is tapping, an emotional freedom technique, you can Google it, you can YouTube, you know, there's tons of stuff on it. But I encourage you to bring it to yourself in a way that empowers you, and that you are stepping into your sovereign gift as yourself, because I believe we are the healers for ourselves first. Okay? Nobody else. Not outside. I'm not, whatever I'm saying, if this does not resonate with you, chuck it. Seriously. Right? There's no dogma, none of that. So, for me, my stuff right now is about a 5. Is anybody experiencing any change? We did this part here. Now, I would keep going through this until I brought it down to a 0. But I'm going to give you a couple more points, because I will do my fingers, and I'll tap on the inside of my fingers. I spent a lot of time doing reflexology, and the kind of things that would happen to my clients when I did their feet and their hands and their ears was unbelievable, because the extremities can get caught up, the energy can get stuck in the extremities, and they won't flow back through the body or around the body. So I like using this. I will tap on those, and there's different, I mean, it's just simple, because you're just tapping anyway, you know. Sitting there, and just notice. So again, this again is about empowering yourself and getting to know yourself and getting to know what feels right for you. These are your tools for you, your toolbox that says, Stefana's toolbox, right? That's me. This is mine. Okay, so you can use any of those points. I will do my boys' feet, and I will, when at night before we go to bed, I will have a little EFT session with them. Don't really call it that, but I will talk to them or let them talk to me, and I will be doing their feet. I'll tap, I'll do whatever, and then they'll giggle and laugh after maybe something happened, and then they'll giggle, and I'll know that's released. Okay? I want to get a kind of an idea of where levels are from where we started. Are you able to gauge for yourself a change? Okay, so would you Would you say you've gone down? All right, so can we go through this one more time? We'll go through it kind of in a rapid succession. And what I will say is that, again, if the anger changes, but it's still within that energy particle of, do you know what I'm saying when I say the incident, okay, the situation? So the situational piece that's triggered you, right? Because what we're really looking at is, so something's triggered you, boom, and then all of a sudden, the manifestation probably is going to be something that's socially acceptable, anger, right? It's not that socially acceptable to start bawling and crying, right? For guys, definitely not. But that could be a little deeper. And so that layer's coming up. It's like in the cafeteria, when you pick up the tray, you can't get the next ones underneath it because you got to take the top one off. So anger may be the first one there. So you take that, it starts to release. Done. The next one, whoa, okay, cool. Some fear. Done. Anxiety. And you just keep pulling it off until there's none left. And that's what we're going for. So it's that concept, is it's layers peeling off. And that's why this sexual abuse piece is huge, because guess what? There's friggin' so many layers. Sorry, there is. But guess what? You get to heal it anytime. We never know what's going to trigger us. We could be walking down the street and someone says, hey baby, you got great legs. And all of a sudden you're just like, whoop, your space is a dot. You know, you're like this big. Don't look at me. I'm not trying to be attractive. I don't want anybody to see me. Or whatever it is. Whatever it is. I mean, for me, it was specifically like, someone would say, oh, they're looking at me? Does that mean I'm wearing something too tight? I shouldn't be. I wore the wrong, I mean, you know, cuckoo, right? Cuckoo. So that 10% reasoning power as a human being who's sane, we think, quite frankly, we're all crazy, right? That 90% just took over, and my mind's going all over, back to all the stuff where I was penetrated in my etherical body, my mental body, my spiritual body, my physical body, and the confusion and all that other stuff. Anger, confusion, grief, fear, you name it. Every kind of emotion and negative emotions stuck. How many years ago? Well over 30. And guess what? It's still alive in me. It doesn't make me wrong, doesn't make me bad, because I completely love and accept myself. Wow, that feels good to say. And that's key. That's key. It's like a Ho'oponopono. We're going to do that in a couple weeks. I want to introduce Ho'oponopono. I love you. I love you. Thank you. And the thank you means thank you for allowing me to see. I didn't see. Now I see. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't see before. I'm sorry that I cut myself off my soul with divine. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Ho'oponopono. Powerful. Beautiful. But this piece is about this acceptance. I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel like an unworthy piece of shit, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. I mean, isn't that funny, a dichotomy right there? But it's stuff you have to work through. And especially folks who've been sexually abused or traumatized. You know, I don't care how pretty the shell looks. If you've got that piece in your past, the sexual trauma piece, there's something inside, if it has not been handled, that I can guarantee pretty much is there's a self-sabotage in there. Because the blame piece that goes on from someone coming in and invading your space, it creates this backward shift. And someone who does not understand it cannot help you heal through it. Because it's almost like it's been reversed. And they're going in it backwards. So that's why this tool ritual really helps to take the layers of confusion off, the layers and the depth of stuff that's in the physical body, and that energy work that we're doing to clean up the negative emotions makes it so much easier for our brain, for our cognitive abilities to be in the forefront so we can operate, right? And so that we can go out and fulfill our destiny and live our purpose and live our passion and be focused and have amazing relationships and be successful and, have passion and have amazing sex. Wouldn't it be fantastic? Some people cannot have sex. Some people cannot be touched. I was that way. I was known as a frigid bitch by my husband. Horrible. But guess what? I'm not. I'm not a frigid bitch. I love that. I'm not a frigid bitch. I am passionate. And I love to have sex with my beloved who knows me, and we're safe and we are compatible, those pieces. And it's beautiful. And sex, for me now, is super conscious. And that's what I want to impart also on this adventure we have, because everything is energy. Sex is a part of it. Sex is a part of our body. Sex is a natural energy that we have. But it gets betrayed, or it gets altered, or it gets perverted, right? And that leads to more confusion. Does anyone have any questions? All right. So the reminder phrase would be this right here. You can use it or not use it. As you advance, you probably won't need to, but the reminder phrase is essentially, even though I'm feeling this tremendous guilt, I feel really sad about this situation that just happened, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. The reminder phrase is deeply sad, horrible anger, whatever it is. Okay, those are the reminder phrases. So you can use those or not. But again, if you're using this in a place where there are other people and you don't want to speak out loud, then don't. Because you can still run the energy through. You can still clean that energy up that's alive in you, that's coming to you. Right now it's like, oh, someone re-stimulates you. Someone's like, pushes your button and you're triggered. Ah! Go right into EFT and see what happens, and scale it from 0 to 10 and bring it down to a 0, and it will be done. The very first time I ever did this, I learned it from a website a long time ago, Dr. McCullough. McCullough was I don't know, however many years ago, long time, 14. So my cat died, my beloved cat. 14 years old. I loved this cat so much. I had her since she was a baby, and I swear, I thought I was going to die from the pain of losing my cat. And my husband said, "Are you out of your mind? You must be so..." And I was like, no, but clearly you don't get it. I went in, went to my resources, and I started to do EFT. And I swear to you, in 5 minutes, I went from literally thinking that I could not. How was I going to survive this suffering? I was in so much pain. To actually gushing joy and laughter of remembering how much every moment with her, of the pleasure I had with her. All of a sudden, all the pain was gone, and there was so much room for me to remember this beautiful cat that brought so much joy to my life. Now that's profound, right? Because the truth is, these sacred wounds that we have can be so painful, and the suffering can inhibit the true joy that's underneath that and our soul's perfection, right? And we can't see and experience and have all those memories of the pleasant, of the pleasure and the joy and the happiness that is there for us. That's why this is such a great tool. And it's priceless. I mean, it doesn't cost a thing to do. Thank you, Gary Craig. Thank you to the original person who developed it, who just stumbled upon it. Fabulous, fabulous. And and the other guys who are just out there working on this and putting this out there. Okay, do you feel confident that you could do this on your own? Yeah, with a little bit of practice? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, good. No other questions? Ah, good. All right, then I did my job. I was going to do fear of spiders because that's really cool. It actually, you would be surprised, like if you have like a major fear of spiders or snakes, wow, it's amazing. It works. It is miraculous, I swear to you. Even though I have this, I cannot, I mean like a snake right now, like if I even went into this at one point, like I would feel like a snake was in me, like around me, like, even though there was like a wire. That's how weird I was, crazy about snakes, like I couldn't stand them. And now, every time I see a snake, I literally think they are beautiful. They're beautiful. Now would I want as a pet? No, probably not. But consciously, I mean, I can make that from a reasonable judgment. Like, no, I don't think I'll have a snake as a pet. But they're beautiful. Do you know what I mean? That's what's really cool about this, is you step into your place of yourself instead of having things outside of you control your happiness and your joy, you know? They're hidden triggers. All right, so I believe we have covered just about everything I can think of. Yes? Mm-hmm. All right, so we went over the spinal flush. I love it, super duper easy. And then the points, you got all the points, yes? Some people start with the top of the head, some people end with it. Here's my point. This is not something that you have to follow exactly or you don't get benefits. No. You will see when you start working with it. Come from a place of intentional openness. Openness. That's my word. Open. Being open to whatever happens. Keep the gauge. Keep this, because it's really important to have some kind of a prediction or a gauge to know whether or not it's getting better or worse. And believe me, when you see the difference and feel the difference, you get confidence. And the more confidence you get, the more you'll use it as a tool. And it will be something that you will go to instead of the freezer for ice cream, the bottle of gin, the guy for comfort, or do you know what I'm saying? Okay, you get my point? We don't need to go outside for the shopping mall, our credit card, our purse, whatever it is, something outside of us. We can go, oh, let me fix this first. Even that cheesecake. We're like, I gotta have that cheesecake. If I don't have that cheesecake, I don't know. But you go through it, it's like the anxiety's gone, it's not there. It's like, do I want this cheesecake or not? Not really. Yeah, maybe I'll have a bite, or not. I could take it or leave it. That type of thing. So things outside of you are not controlling you. You are becoming sovereign. How about that? Mm-hmm. All right. So I think we'll end. And yes, please, would you? I have nothing else that I can think of to say. Everything is energy. Oh, StefanaJohnson.com. What else do I want to say? And yes, on my blog, findjoybeyondtrauma.com, and you'll see this on YouTube. Okay, thanks so much for everybody for being here. Peace and blessings.